Good morning. Welcome back to Bookeemonsters. My name is PK. It is Monday again. It is Monday, December the 1st. We have hit December already. Hope you had a good weekend. Hope you had a good Thanksgiving if you celebrated. It was a okay long weekend. I got some things done, so that is very good. Finished a couple books. Elena says, good morning. Well, good morning. How are you doing? She says, hope everyone is well behaved. If you don't behave, you'll be on the naughty list and there will be no presents till you get your grades up. That is very good advice. Thank you. And she says she's doing good. Good to hear. All right. Quick announcements. I don't have any sprints tonight. I don't do them on Monday night. Our next sprints are tomorrow night, Tuesday night at 8 p.m. Eastern. And the other announcement is we are, remember, starting the Advent Calendar Buddy Read. This is the book, Murder on the Yuletide Express. It is Kindle Unlimited. And this is the group. If you want to come talk about it, there is a chapter every day. Chapter 1, Chapter 2, etc. where we can discuss who done it. All right. Let's jump into the books that are being published this week in Cozy Mystery. First up, All My Bones by P.J. Nelson, second in the Old Juniper Bookstore Mysteries. Madeline Brimley recently inherited a bookstore in Enigma, Georgia, is embarking on her second career after her first one, acting, founders upon the metaphorical rocks. Settling in, Madeline recruits her friend Gloria Coleman, the local Episcopal priest, to help her plant azaleas in the front yard of the old Victorian that houses the bookstore. Turning the soil, however, uncovers the body of one Beatrice Glassy, a troublesome woman who has been missing for the past 6 months. When her friend Gloria is arrested for the murder, Madeline is determined to prove her innocence, and as she quickly finds out, there aren't many people in town who hadn't wanted to kill B. Glassy at one point or another, and the very expensive and very rare first edition of a particular volume of Grimm's fairy tales, ordered by the victim and her sister, is somehow tied to the Grimm death. With the help of her not-quite-boyfriend, a local lawman, and her deceased aunt's best friend, Madeline plans to set a trap to catch the real murderer before she becomes the next victim. Murder, She Wrote has a new one. The Body in the Trees by Jessica Fletcher and Terry Farley Moran. It's leaf peeping season in Cabot Cove, but for someone, it's killing season. A quartet of friends from Florida have come to Maine to experience a New England autumn, complete with hiking in the woods and fishing. When one of them goes missing, the town rallies to find the presumably lost but otherwise safe tourist. But when newspaper editor Dan Andrews is biking on the trail along a ridge, he looks down and sees a leg caught in the branches of a tree. Count on Jessica Fletcher to uncover the secret reason the victim came to town and how it led to her murder. There it is, short and sweet. We like those. Just enough to give you a taste, not the entire plot. The Cunning Craft of Killing by Blythe Baker, 9th in the Ladies' Society for Murder. Augusta Lockwood stands on the threshold of learning all the answers to the puzzle that has been plaguing her for so long. Thanks to her friends in the Ladies' Society, the secrets of her household and of her father's mysterious past are finally about to be uncovered. But just when Augusta is frustratingly close to her goal, she is dragged into another murder investigation. This one, the strangest case she has encountered yet. With none other than Mr. Julian Hawksworth as her client, Augusta must discover the whereabouts of a missing young barrister and how an anonymous corpse came to be found in the Thames. My mom has liked this series, so I did get this for her. It came out yesterday, I think. Trouble in the Alps by Vivian Conroy. Miss Ashford investigates. Let's double check that date. Yes, yesterday. A devastating accident, an isolated hotel, a murdered guest. When Miss Adelana Ashford learns that her dear friend Raoul Lamont has had a serious accident, she rushes to his remote hotel in the Alps, only to discover he has no memory of her or his life before. Adelana is determined to stay undercover while she helps Raoul recover, but when another resident is found dead, she's pulled into the hotel's dark secrets. Can she untangle the web in time for them to escape the snowy mountains with their lives? End of that row. Good morning, Beth. She says, good morning, working from home today. Oh, I wish I could. The roads are icy. But I must venture forth. The Ghost and Christmas Magic by Bobby Holmes, Anna J. McIntyre, and there's an illustrator. 37th in the Haunting Danielle series. It's Christmas time in Frederickport, and the twins and Emily Ann's first Christmas. What magic is in store for the mediums of Beach Drive? It will be a Christmas they won't forget, and neither will the rest of Frederickport. That's almost a little too short and sweet. Gingerbread Garlands and Gunshots by Tanya Kappas. 42nd in the Camper and Criminals Cozy Mystery Series. It's a not-so-merry Christmas in Normal, Kentucky, when bossy gingerbread gala chairwoman Harper Stewart is found strangled with holiday garland. Campground owner Mae West and the laundry club ladies swap cocoa for clues. From feuding bakers to a fake fundraiser and even Mae's mother-in-law landing on the suspect list, Happy Trails Campground becomes ground zero for one festive whodunit. Oops. Reckoning Down Under by P.A. Mason, 6th in the Trouble Down Under series. When Cat Crow returns home to find a dead witch on her living room floor, as one does, clutching her aunt's Dreamwalker's teacup, her carefully balanced life shatters once again. The victim, Minerva Flagstaff, is a potions witch Cat barely knew, but Cat knows that something isn't right about this murder, especially when her dreams begin pulling her into a misty gray void where Minerva's consciousness still lingers. As if supernatural dreams weren't enough, Cat now faces explaining the magical world to her ex-boyfriend Travis, who's determined to help despite their complicated past. With her cousin Marissa's wedding fast approaching in Arkansas, the clock is ticking on solving this mystery before she's due to board her flight. Can Kat solve this otherworldly puzzle, make her flight home, and maybe even mend her relationship with Travis? Or will the Dreamwalker's teacup claim another victim? I hate it when that happens. Wetwork by Maya Ross, 8th in the Beaver Island Mysteries. I just read a novella this weekend from sort of tangential to this series. 8th in series, Murder, Mayhem, Goat Yoga. When a Beaver Island retirement party is interrupted by a suspicious death, one that casts doubt on all the wrong people, it's nerdy city slicker Violet Blackheart who gets pulled into the fray investigation-wise, while retired spy Irma Abercrombie cools her jets on the sidelines. Violet soon has her hands full unraveling problems with some bleeding-edge technology that's zooming around town, but as a dear friend is accused of murder, Irma has no choice but to bust out her sleuthing skills. In no time, Irma and Violet find themselves wrangling suspects and goats. Only by working together can they track down a killer who's just about to strike again. I compare this to the gun Granny series. and maybe a touch of the Deanna Rayborn series. End of that row. Beth says, I read number 1 in that Tanya Kappa series and really liked it. I need to read more of it. Well, there's 41 more books. Good news is they go fast. They're not that big. And Elena says, good morning to Beth. And Beth says, good morning to Elena. All right. Moving right along. All That Glitters by Kathy. It would be Pepper if there were 2 P's. Is it Pepper? Pepper? I don't know. First, in Murder Most Familiar series. When Lily Hawthorne, a familiar matchmaker in Stonebrook, inherits her grandmother's magical pet shop, she discovers her legacy comes with strings attached, and a lighthouse keeper's frozen corpse marked by a dark magic signature only Lily can see. Now with Cassandra, her grandmother's opinionated tortoiseshell cat, oh dear, that means it talks, and her rare gift for seeing magical auras, Lily hunts clues from the town's magical archives to frost-covered vineyards and the local vet's office. The local magical community expects her to make 3 familiar matches in 3 months, but the deeper she digs into boundary stones and territorial magic, the more her shop, her inheritance, and her life are on the line. I forgot to click on it. We'll give it a moment while I take a sip. Oops. The Snow Lies Deep by Paula Meunier. 7th in the Mercy Carr Mysteries. Mercy and Troy are looking forward to baby Felicity's first holiday season, and they're determined to make it a Christmas to remember. Baby won't remember. At Northshire's annual Solstice Soiree, hosted by Northshire's finest and funded by Mercy's billionaire pal Feinberg, Amy's little girl Helena is sitting on Santa Claus's lap. She's telling him she'd like a bitty baby doll just like little Felicity when the bearded man leaps up, thrusts the toddler at her mother Amy, and staggers away from the festivities. He disappears into the woods. By the time Elvis and Mercy find him, Santa Claus, aka the town mayor, is lying on his back dead. A Yule log made of oak sits on his chest, burning bright, a beacon of light on the darkest day of the year. This strange murder is the first of a series of similar solstice-themed killings targeting the town's most prominent citizens. Beloved family friend Lillian Jenkins, the Grand Dame of Northshire, could be next. Mercy and Troy and the dogs must team up with Thrasher and Harrington to capture the Yuletide killer before he strikes again, this time far closer to home. Killer Cash by Michelle Bennington. Henny Wiley isn't just a collector, she's a hoarder, and her collection, or hoard, keeps growing and attracting all the wrong attention. Her nosy neighbor, her family, the sheriff, and adult services are all putting on the pressure for her to clean up her property, but she ain't cleaning without a fight. However, her dumpster Cash is the least of her concerns when her no-good, rotten-to-the-core brother, Cash Cooper, shows up on her crowded doorstep. Wherever Cash appears, trouble is sure to follow. Within days of his arrival, Henny's friend dies, jewels go missing, a gun store is robbed, and Henny's own collection is threatened. What? There's no eclipse or something? Most friends in the small town of Plum Ridge, Kentucky, are certain Cash is to blame, but Henny isn't convinced. Cash may have always had sticky fingers, but there's no way he's a murderer. Worse, the sheriff begins to think Henny may be assisting her brother's criminal activities. With the help of her husband Walter, rather his ghost, and her sister Ida May, Henny aims to clear her and her brother's names, that is, if she isn't killed first. Well, everything but the kitchen sink. Everything but a talking dog. Mystery at Mistletoe Place by Claire Chase. 15th in the Eve Mallow series. Arthur's Boatyard is a jewel in the crown of Saxford St. Peter, a famous firm that's been fixing barges and boats for 100 years. But their centenary celebration shows it's not all plain sailing. The owner, Anthony Mottram, seems to be at daggers drawn with half the village. So when he turns up dead in his own workshop, Eve Mallow knows she needs to chart her path carefully if she's to find his killer. Accompanied by her stalwart sidekick, Dachshund Gus, Eve sets out on decidedly choppy waters. Why did Anthony's sister send him to the boatyard the night he died? Where was his ex-girlfriend? Where has his ex-girlfriend vanished to? And what is his best friend and business partner hiding? Etc. End of that row. We might get one more row done here. Divination and Deceit by Beth Doldner, second in the Crones of a Feather paranormal cozy mystery. There's a sudden vacancy on the Foxfire Haven City Council when 40 Fortenbacher is found dead in the park. Euphoria Lackland, the mayor of Foxfire Haven and Hazel Underwood's high school bully, is wasting no time finding a replacement. Did Euphoria permanently remove 40 from the council? Hazel claims she's not trying to solve the murder, but she keeps stumbling onto clues as she drives her vintage hearse from one delivery job to the next. A Bigfoot with surprising insight, a witch who sees the future in frozen peas, and a shifter eager to pick up where 40 left off will all help point Hazel toward the killer. Okay. I stand corrected. Everything but the Bigfoot. This one does have the Bigfoot. Murder in the Garden of Allah by D.A.E. Jackson, fourth in the Bobby and Joyce mysteries. When Joyce, in 1924, discovers a body on the grounds of Alla Nazimova's legendary home, the scandal threatens to destroy careers, reputations, and lives. The first story starring Joyce Montague, Bobby's eccentric and quick-witted mother, who's determined to prove Alla's innocent and uncover the truth, with the help of her new friend, the ghost of the recently deceased movie star Wallace Reed, and of course Clara Bow, Nazimova herself, and Bobo's handsome trainer Rico Suave. Joyce dives into a world of gossip, greed, and gilded deceit. The clues are as twisted as a studio contract, and someone will do anything to keep their name off the front page. Is it just me, or are they just getting silly? Not just fluffy, they're getting silly. Snake in the Brass by Jennifer Lamont Leo, third in the Music Shop Mysteries. Idaho, 1920. When a body is discovered after a popular jazz ensemble's controversial concert, Amanda Parrish's world turns upside down. With people she's close to entangled in a web of suspicion, whispers spread through the small town of Timber Coulee like wildfire. Amanda knows she must act fast, even if it means partnering with handsome Sheriff James Holcomb and his unsettling new deputy. As Amanda digs deeper into the glittering world of a traveling jazz band, she uncovers a jam session of secrets. Bitter rivalries, broken hearts, and professional jealousies that have simmered for years. Every member of the ensemble has opportunity, and nearly all had motive. But with evidence scattered like discordant notes and alibis that don't quite harmonize, separating the innocent from the guilty becomes increasingly dangerous. The killer is watching, and Amanda's questions are striking too close to the truth. Bunbury, The Vanishing at Hallwood Hall, 20th in the Bunbury series by Helena Marchmont. When Alfie McAllister agrees to join a writer's retreat at the remote and imposing Hallwood Hall, he hopes to find inspiration and perhaps a moment of clarity about his past and future. But among the aspiring authors and eccentric personalities, tensions simmer beneath the surface. When a guest disappears without a trace and fiction starts to feel dangerously close to reality, as secrets begin to unravel, Alfie must uncover the truth before someone decides his story should come to the end. An end. We will stop there, end of that row. We got through 16 of them. But look, there's so many more. Yay! Alright, so, reminder again, Today is the first day of our Advent calendar read-along, buddy read, Murder on the Yuletide Express. This is the book. It is Kindle Unlimited. This is the group where we're going to be having the discussion. It is on Goodreads, and it is called Bookeemonsters. If you want to join us, please do. We would love it. Starting today. Alright. Beth says, I just finished Death in a Budapest Butterfly this week and liked that one as well. I ordered the other 2 books in the series. Oh, wonderful! Love it when that happens. They're trying a little too hard to differentiate themselves. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. That's a very nice way to put it. They're trying a little too hard. And they're only like 140 pages, so it's like, come on. Oh, well, good on them for writing a book, I guess. I haven't. All right, be safe out there. Here we had winter come. It is slick. I'm a little bit nervous, but I'm leaving early enough that I can drive slow enough, etc. Again, I don't have sprints tonight. Our next sprints are tomorrow night, Tuesday night at 8 p.m. Eastern. On Wednesday, we will look at the crime fiction and thrillers, The Dark Side of Mystery, being released this week. All right, thank you guys so much. Have a good Monday. And as the banner says, don't be a bookworm, be a bookie monster. Nom nom. Have a good day and God bless.